6 pre-launch marketing strategies, how to build your list fast and early. Hello, everyone. Tessa here with the IdeaPros marketing team, and I am going to pack as much as I can in this little bit of time. So if you are watching live, let me know, hashtag live in the chat. And if you are watching the replay, you can hashtag replay. Hey, Corey, good to see you. We're going to talk about marketing strategies for both apps and for products and how to go about that. So 6 ways, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So I'm going to stop this share and bring in our presentation, and then we will go through each one of these. And if you have any questions in the chat, please let me know. I'd love to. This is one of my favorite topics, obviously marketing. So we have a presentation and it's not letting me show you all. Hold on. And, but let me know in the chat if you're building your list right now. Hey, Odin, good to have you here. Let me know in the chat if you're building your list right now. You're in that pre-marketing phase. I'm curious how many people have at least, let's say, maybe 200 emails. If you're under 200, you're still trying, so it counts. But let me just know if you are in that phase, and hopefully this will decide to show my screen. So let's see. Come on, you can do it. Okay, perfect. You know, technology, sometimes it works perfectly. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're going to make it big. Okay, so 6 pre-launch marketing strategies. You don't have to be done to build interest. That's the main, most important thing. I know, Odin, you have well over 200. I know that. And you are really good at it too. So I don't know why it's not playing in our giant full screen version, but that's okay. We're just going to take this off so you guys can see a little bit more of that. Okay. So we're going to walk through one at a time. Oh my gosh, technology is killing me, guys. It was having trouble before. That's why it took me so long to get in here. Okay, perfect. Now we have the chat and you guys are letting me know that you're building your list. Hi, Hector. Good to have you here. Are you doing pre-marketing and building your list yet? I'm just curious how many people are, and then we're going to talk and dive into more about that. So pre-marketing, well, it's basically, any activities that help you to promote your product or app that is not available on the market yet. And it helps you to educate, your potential audience about what the problem is and how your specific solution is going to solve that problem for them. So if you do it right, like it says here on my slide, it can give you a lot of feedback and help you to better figure out your target audience. A lot of us assume that that our target audience is one way. Once you get it out there, you can find out more about that audience. And for example, we have one partner we thought the original target audience was very much going to be male dominated. And it turns out that it's mostly female, and we have the right age group, but we didn't have the right sex. And so it just depends on your product and your app. But a lot of the information that's out there on the internet, if you are doing it right, you can actually see all of that data. Where are they located? Is it a specific area of the US? Is it even another country that's really loving the product? And obviously, if you are only shipping to product in the US, that can be a big concern, but you can tell from your pre-marketing how that is coming about. So we have a list of 6. I'm going to go through it with you guys. And the other thing that I really want to bring to your attention is that this list helps to get that buzz going. It helps to generate that buzz. A lot of people are stuck right now. They're waiting for everything to be done. And the truth is, you can actually create quite a bit of buzz without ever having anything in hand. It also helps you to convert those leads that you're building in this phase into customers because they've had enough time to see you multiple times. I think a lot of people with products and apps just assume that somebody's going to have one time and they're going to buy it. It's not the fact at all. Most of the time you have to build that relationship, and it takes up to 12, well, way more than that. But sometimes the average is, I think, 12 to 15 times now. And it's actually probably higher because everything's more expensive now. But those were some of the stats that were back in, pre-COVID time. But you do have to touch on those audience members quite a few times before they're actually going to buy. So this gives you a chance to start that process early with your brand. So we're going to dive into number 1 on the pre-launch marketing task list or strategies. So building your landing page, it takes a lot longer for Google to even rank you or find you than you can even imagine. So if you build your landing page, and let me just go back for 1 second. Landing page, a lot of people are confused when we say website, landing page, click funnel. All these words are pretty much the same thing, but a landing page or a one-page website are pretty much, they're exactly the same. It's just a page that's designed for your brand that isn't a whole website. It doesn't have to be a bunch of pages. We'll put it that way. And really, most businesses don't need a bunch of pages. So a one-page website is more than enough for a brand new launching product. So we're going to build the landing page and then make sure it ranks on Google. Now, that's a whole topic in itself. And actually, Odin and I know some really good SEO people who can do a show with us soon on how to get it to rank. But the basic concept is that you're going to have enough information on that page in the code and in the content on the site that the search engine can figure out what you're all about and knows what keywords people are going to search for, and it finds you a relevant source. Now, the reason why it takes so long for Google to rank you is because that's a lot of things have to come into play for the search engine to think that about you. You don't just build it and then they come. You don't just build it and Google thinks you're number 1. You have to build out the content, and that might mean that you're creating blogs around that topic so that the search engine can see that you have updated new content that you're putting out on a regular basis and that you care about that keyword phrase that you're focusing on. So we'll dive into that on a whole new show. And yes, Odin, I see definitely you have to get in attention, engage, educate, and make a really good special offer. Absolutely. 100%. You have to be able to capture their attention, sometimes because you're creating something that isn't really there. If it's a product and it's not in prototype form yet, we create renderings, or we might do a video to explain the concept. You can even use the explainer videos with characters to explain a hard concept with a video on the page to help people to understand what you're all about. If you like bingotuglist.com, they had a great video and a lot of information on the page, like really good renderings of the product. And so it's very realistic, even if you don't have the prototype in hand. Although they do have a prototype and it's been tested, it's awesome. And I can't wait for that product to come out. But they had their page up way early and they were able to start building their list. So the other thing that you want to do with this landing page is to test your lead flow thoroughly. There's nothing worse than having a page up and having people just die on that page when they enter their contact information. You have to have a good process. So when they fill out the information, they land on a thank you page. I cannot stress the thank you page enough. Just having a little message that says thank you on there is not enough. And there's a strategic reason for that. When you have coding on your website and you know where people are going, as soon as they complete the form, they can land on a thank you page, and you can tell from the back end, hey, they made it through, submitted the form, and you can tell how many leads you've gotten from that thank you page. A lot of our partner websites actually have a 2-phase form, so that the first phase is submitting, and that's name and email, which is pretty much, if you can not only capture just email, you may even have better odds of getting the leads. But if you ask for first name and email, you can personalize it a lot more. So we ask for first name and email. And then the second phase of that form asks if they want to get VIP notices by phone on the launch and promos and all that fun stuff. And so they usually put their phone number in as well. And then we have email and we have phone number. And so then they land on a thank you page and we can see the process of where people are going. So did they just, they made it through name and email. Now they're on page 2. So if we made to page 2, we know we have that many basic leads. And then page 3. So we can tell with page 3 and then the thank you page. So it's basically being able to track all of the information that's going on your page is super helpful for you to see, do people fall off? Do they not want to give their phone number? Do they not want to give their name? So you can test and really understand what's working or not working. Heat map technology is awesome. If you guys don't know about it, we use Hotjar on the IdeaPros website, and that is so that we can see where people are going and where the computer thinks their eye is. In any page that you go to, if you're looking at the top and you do not scroll down, the heat map will be brighter at the top and show that people only made it that, didn't even scroll. Maybe they didn't even give you 2 seconds. Then your top of your page is not interesting enough and you need to change that out. If you have call to action buttons, you can change out the call to action buttons to test the wording, and then you'll see on the heat map if that's working. So yes, sales funnels are so important. Absolutely. So this build your landing page early so that you can start ranking. Do highly recommend that you are actually submitting it to the search engine as well as other places so you can put it out on other link websites and get other people to link to you and link out to other people. That it helps to build a two-way connection or a referral system, and the search engine respects a high ranking page linking to your page. So build relationships, get it into the search engine as best you can. All right, we're going to go on to the next one because I know I'm going to have only a short time with you guys. So number 2, be more social. And when I say this is obviously talking about social media. You can actually do a lot of pre-marketing in just social media because there's so many groups that are your exact target audience. So I guess I know that you guys have all heard me talk about the SEE method, SEE, to study, engage, and educate. If you take that approach, 100%, you're going to find you don't even have to post anything on your own social media, but you will find that you're building up an audience just by being part of your audience. But let's assume you've done the SEE method, you have your social media up, and you're ready to start pre-marketing. You even have some renderings or photos or app screens or, screenshot of your landing page even. So you're going to start sharing it on social media. Make sure that when you are putting out your social media, you are keeping your brand consistent. Colors, fonts, and your logo have to stay the same. I know a lot of people want to experiment or try something new, and there is room for some flexibility, but your brand needs to be recognizable within 3 seconds. If it's not, you're actually helping people to have 2 different thoughts of what you are, who you are, and that just splits their attention and you're not as impactful. So make sure all of your branding is consistent and matches. And you can have fun with it still, but make sure that you have at least your logo and your colors down. And that way, every time they see you, then you're building up the, views, the 12 touches or whatever you're going to have to get to for your specific brand. So then also on the types of posts to do, you can start posts about your backstory, behind the scenes. You can give video if you are working on the actual product and you're, fine tuning something. I mean, those are great shots. The whole journey you should be documenting by video or photo, no matter what, whether you're an app or a product, because that's the cool behind the scenes footage that, if you think about it ahead of time, think about where you want to be. You want to be announced on Oprah. You want them to say, oh my gosh, look at how far this journey has gone, right? So you want to create this amazing journal, if you will. So capture them. And then when you get to this pre-launch phase, you can start sharing it on social. Love those backstories. Could be that you're featuring people on your team. You could have an influencer that you're going to bring on, or someone that you want to talk to them. And all those things can go into posts before you even have your product to sell in the first place. And all posts should have a purpose. So think of it as everything is a vote in the direction of, buying your product or downloading the app. So if you think of it from the beginning, I wish I had the chart for this, but if you think about it from the beginning, you're wanting them to take an action. So the CTA, or the call to action in a social post, should follow a logical pattern. If they found you on Instagram, you want them to follow you on Instagram. If you have a web page, now the next post is going to be driving them to your website. You want to make sure that there's always something that they can be doing on those posts. A post just a post is nothing more than just a post. So thanks, Julie. Do think about that when you're creating your posts. Always have a good call to action. I love the link in bio. Oh my gosh, link joy is amazing. If you have multiple products, or multiple things you want to link to, it creates an amazing grid that is clickable in your link to bio. And so that is a good option. You can also create some that have videos embedded in them. On Facebook, it's a lot easier because you can actually include the links, but Instagram is a bit tricky that way. So you always want to make sure you have something that can drive people back and that they can follow you. So awesome. Okay. And I think we'll move on to the next one, which is to run some contests. I love contests. I actually had the privilege of working with, what was it? It was the Vault, and I forgot what the company was, but it was a huge guy that was it was a band, and he was actually running these contests. So any memorabilia from the band was being offered in the contest. So we'd get, 500 or 1,000 that would be after one particular item. So they'd sign up for that contest. We did weekly contests. And in the end, they sold out these $10,000, seats to be able to get to be able to sit with him. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember now. It's going to drive me completely bonkers that I can't remember. And then tools like King Sumo, Rafflecopter, they make viral sharing really easy of those contests. So the more they are sharing it out, the more leads you're going to get. Actually, Odin, that reminds me, we did the contests we had for Sofally, and I think it was 10,000 people signed up and gave their information. So it was a lot, and it was for a sofa set. That was an awesome run for Sofally. And it's really it's easy. You get those leads in, and then you can nurture them down the road. So that's always fun. And we're going to be doing one with Forenza. So hang in there, and we'll show you guys an actual contest like this on one of our social medias shows, and you guys will be able to see how we set it up and everything. So number 4, partner with influencers. Influencers and social proof is huge. People don't buy things if they think no one else has it or no one else needs it or wants it. They buy when they think that it's in demand. So nothing says buy me or download me like an influencer. So find people who are already popular with your target audience and make friends with them. Even send free products or apps, or give them access to the app in the very, very early stage so that they can already have a love for it. But for sure, the will work for food, as Fred calls it, those influencers are awesome because you can send a first version of a product and get their feedback and then have them show it off on, a live stream, or have them create a little video for you. When you're in the very beginning stages, this is more something that you're building a relationship on. It's not something you're going to actually do in the pre-marketing. It is when you've launched. Obviously, you have to have the physical product or the app available to give it to them, but you can build the relationships early. So make friends, be friendly. Go find the influencers. And in the C method, that SEE method that we have, you actually can build a relationship with influencers and start messaging and liking their stuff. If I will link it in the chat for you guys at the end of the show so you can see what I'm talking about when I say the C method. But that is so critical to find those people and make friends with them. All right, so number 5, be press ready. So if you have nothing out there telling anybody about your upcoming launch, then you aren't making the impact that you could. Now, pre-marketing, it doesn't have to be about the product launching. It can be about your backstory. What is it that you're launching? Why did you do it? So for most of our partners, we have a press release that we write and then we distribute for a month after the partner is fully launched. But to be ready for that, you have to get the photos and the high quality photos. Think, I want to be on a magazine spread, right? So you're going to have a good photographer with amazing lighting, and you're going to pick those shots that you want. Make sure you have very, very wide landscape shots as well as, zoomed in shots as well. A lot of images on banners for websites can be you on one side and text on the other side. So, just having those photos handy and having really, really good ones is going to make a huge difference. Huge difference for your brand. So amazing photos, and do have them on, in a physical form, obviously, for yourself, because it's just fun to have. But for a press kit, you're going to send the photos digitally in, say, a Google Drive folder. So you would prep a Google Drive folder so that you could just share that with someone who you're going to have cover your press story. You can also have it on a page of your website. So a press page is very effective. Have a bio page ready so you can send people this bio that talks about you if you're going to be featured on a podcast or if you're going to get a little news coverage. That's what people want to see. Like, what's your backstory? Why you? Why are you awesome? Why is this product awesome or app awesome? So make sure you have that online so it's easy for people to see. Then you can also, like I said, have a professional PR person write your press release. I cannot stress enough that they know what the press wants. So if you're just trying to do it yourself, it's not only is it super hard, it's hard to write about yourself. It's almost impossible for me to write my own bio. I did have to have somebody else write it, and really they asked the right questions and then they made a beautiful bio. But make sure that you are actually using a professional PR person to write that and then to pitch it to the media too. So I know we did one for 1,000 Black families, and the PR campaign was picked up by 250 media outlets, and it was just insane, awesome. And that was a huge pre-launch and lead up, which is actually number 6. So I'm going to show you that one. Pre-launch, do a pre-launch event and lead up to the big main grand opening. So in anticipation of the event, you can get a lot of extra buzz, and it can actually be virtual or live. So if you do a pre-launch event, you're giving a sneak peek, you're telling people about it and maybe giving away prizes or figuring out some way to get people in and to get them to remember you. More than anything, you want to be remembered. So what can you do that's going to get people to remember you? It might be merchandise that you're giving out at an event. It might be a pre-launch event, can be online and virtual, but you're going to ship something to them. So you ask for their mailing address. Now you have something you can actually send, out to people, so that they have a physical thing in the mail. I cannot tell you how much impact a physical item in the mail can do, even if it's just a little CD or if it's something, simple. It's, I don't know, we did for one of our clients, we did sunblock and chapstick were in a pack. But that was because it was a sun product, right? So if you can physically send something, I know there's cost involved with it, but then you're making a reel that you're involving more than one sense. So, 5 senses, they can touch you, smell you, feel you, touch you, all of it, right? You want to create that. The more you can create that experience, the more they're going to remember you. So that is my 6 points to this pre-launch. So we have build your landing page, be more social, run some contests, partner with influencers, be press ready, and do a pre-launch event. So I hope that you guys will share whatever you do with me. Make sure that you copy me in, and I will share it off for you as well. And as always, we're here every Friday at noon Pacific time. I love being here with you guys. If you have any questions, or if you have topics that you want us to cover, just let us know. I'm so glad you liked it. Thanks, Kelly. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Thanks, Sean. Oh, look at you too. Very, very nice. Thank you. And I love the contest. Thank you. I really, really can't say enough about building the right relationships. And if you haven't already connected with Odin, he's awesome. He is my marketing coach. I still turn to him for everything. But if you want to really, really make an impact, you got to find the right people and surround yourself with those that know how to get the things done that you need. So that's what we do. Oh, and I have to say, before we leave, the reason why my sign says, "We'll miss you, Leticia," my marketing assistant, who's been with me for 8 years, a long time, she's come with me everywhere I go, found another job. So if you've been working with Leticia and you don't see her around, that's because she went on to something else, but we love her. We want the best for her. I know she's going to love what she's moving on to, and we have great team members that have stepped up in the marketing department. So it's going to be exciting to have all of that going on for us. Well, I'm going to let you guys go now. So thanks for being here. We'll see you all next week at noon Pacific time. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get notifications. Hey, Cindy Ann, good to see you. Yes, I know. She's awesome. Leticia is awesome. I'm sure she's not going to be far because I'm going to find her when I'm visiting San Diego too. But that's why this little sign, because we do appreciate everything she's done. She's a huge part of IdeaPros for me and all of my businesses for that matter. But she's helped us to create a lot of great things. So thank you, Leticia. We'll see you guys all next week. Bye.